up, guys? Welcome back to 25 High. It's a beautiful day today. It's a little chilly. I got my hoodie on, but I'm probably going to have to take it off by the time I get where I'm going. This weather's just, I'm ready for October, I'll say that. But it's supposed to get cooler this week. Today, we got a little cloud cover, a little bit of sun. So, and like I say, it's a little bit cooler than it's been being. But what I'm doing today, my main goal is to do a little bit of deer scouting, but I'm also carrying around my 22 and hopefully knocking down a little bit of camp meat, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna chase me some tree rats, some bushy tails, some squirrels. That's gonna be kind of like on my way in and kind of on my way out type of deal. But there's just one spot, and when I get there, I really want to show you guys on a topo. I'm going to overlay it on this screen. But there's just one spot. I've been doing way too much cyber scouting. I've been looking at maps like every chance I get at this one area and trying to like dial in like what would be a good spot to hunt. And I've researched a ton about hunting in like hill country type stuff. And there's just one area that it's just got me fired up because the two biggest reasons, which I'll get more into it later, but the two biggest reasons that I think this would be a good spot to at least check out is, number one, you have to walk a long ways down like a closed road and then cross a pretty big creek bottom and then climb back up a hill to get to this spot, or you have to park on the side of a road. That's like the only place you can park, really. And then I think you're allowed to park on the side of a road. I'm gonna go check it out, but you might be able to park literally just right on the side of the road, but you'll still have to walk in at least 12 or 1,500 yards. So that's what led me to it for the first part, is it's a long ways in and it's hard to get to. The other part of it is, I looked at the topos, and this spot it sets up to where the terrain is very beneficial for deer. Now, like I say, I'll get into more of that later, but there's a lot of terrain here, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing. Like I say, I have no experience doing this, so I really don't know what I'm talking about, but from what I've heard and read and listened to on podcasts and watched videos about and everything, this spot sets up this whole area. There's like a little pocket between two big creek bottoms, or two creek arms and the big creek bottom, and it just sets up great. So we're gonna try to knock down some of the other white meat, get some of that for a good snack, but we're also gonna be chasing whitetails, getting ready to chase whitetails. And I'm probably gonna set up a camera too. I'm bringing one. I don't know if I'll actually put it out, but who knows. So that's the plan for today. Should be fun. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, a couple of things real quick. Number one, it took me too long to get here. Number two, I don't really feel like squirrel hunting anymore because it's already too hot to wear it's already too hot to wear a hoodie. The temperature still feels really nice, but it's not what I was hoping for. And like I said, I got here late. But what I wanted to do real quick before we head in, I wanted to show you a screenshot of this area I want to go in on the topographic map, just so you guys can hopefully see what I'm seeing, and hopefully when we get in there, it'll be worth it. It'll be some pretty killer sign and stuff. That's what I'm hoping. That's what it sets up to be. Another thing, according to this topo map, there's no road here. There's no closed road like where I'm parked, but there is when I got here. A little disappointing, but it's still like 1,000 yards in there, at least, minimum straight line. I'll be walking nearly a mile just one way, I think. So right off the bat, what really stands out to me is right kind of in the middle on the left, you can see there's like a big bowl, and there's a bunch of little points that feed off into that bowl. And then another thing, that's like the first thing that stood out to me, and that's what's called a thermal hub. What happens is the deer can bed, especially on that one point with a really big bench. The deer can bed on that, and they can see everything in front of them, they can smell everything behind them, and it's just really secure place to bed. And then if you look, there's a really big saddle straight north of there. So if you think about it, if there's a north wind, and maybe when we get down there, that drainage to the north is full of oaks, and the drainage to the south doesn't have quite as many. Well, if it's a north wind, those bucks are going to get up out of their bed on one of these points, and then work their way up through that saddle and fall into that other drainage. It's just easy route of travel. Now, if there is any pressure over there, it might change, but I don't know. And then there's another saddle on the other side that sets up good for like a southeast wind. And then there's another big drainage nearby, and the topo on the way in does not look very pleasant to me as far as me walking in. There's a lot of up and down. So I feel like that would probably, from this side, stop people from coming in. And then from the other side, I think the closest place you can park, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure the closest place you can park is around 2,000 to 2,500 yards. It's a bit of a walk. That's a marathon and a half right there, I think. I don't know what math is, but either way, I just wanted to show you guys kind of what stood out to me. Hopefully that'll help you guys find some deer. But as for right now, we gotta take the hike and go find ourselves some deer. Y'all stay tuned. I'm nowhere near where I'm headed to, where I want to be, I guess. But I was walking down this closed road, quote unquote, and I found this mud puddle. I was like, that looks weird. Well, you guys, just before I say anything, tell me, leave a comment or something on what you think this is before I tell you. You see that? See those big clumps of mud pulled out of it? And then a little something right there. And then back here you can see more big clumps of mud pulled out in that shape. Alright. Leave your guesses down below in the comments what you think it is. And because in 3, 2, 1, that is a hog walk. I didn't really expect to see any hog sign. That was a little tiny frog that scared me. That's embarrassing. But I didn't expect to see any hog sign like kind of up on a ridge. But there is a nice creek bottom right here next to it. I'm about to have to side hill around that. But yeah. Hog sign. Let me check my map real quick. I'm gonna keep following the road for a little ways longer, but I think this road might end up here, and I've got a lot farther to go, which on the one hand, it's really nice because that means there's probably a lot less people that'll come back here. On another hand, walking down this road is a whole lot nicer than walking through just random woods, but hopefully we'll find some deer signs soon. Well guys, I'm a little bit out of breath, but I'm almost where I gotta be. I made it up to this. There's like a bit of a military crest, almost like just below the point, or the peak of this mountain basically, but just look at this. This is why I love this place. Look at that. You can just kind of see a mountain through there. You can see a mountain through there. And you can't even see where I just came from. I just changed elevation so quick that I had to pop my ears. I have never hiked at that fast of an elevation change. I've been to like North Georgia and I've been to the Ouachita Mountains, but I've never hiked and changed that much elevation that quick that I had to pop my ears. I love this place. I'm gonna try to be a little bit quieter starting about now. It's a little bit difficult because for whatever reason, like right here, it's pretty thick, which is good because even if there's no oaks right here, crap, that's one thing I just thought of. There's like almost no oaks up here. Looks like there's some on the peak. Hopefully there's some around, but down here below me, it's all wide open pines, but this right here probably provides a lot of good bedding and food for deer. I'd assume. I haven't really seen much sign yet. I just sure hope this 1,000-yard walk, 1,500-yard walk wasn't for nothing. Basically, one thing is there's a saddle right down below me that kind of comes from this thermal hub looking area and transfers over into this drainage, which this drainage I can pretty much rule out. I don't think any deer walk through here. I could be wrong, but there's no oaks down there. There's literally one oak tree in the bottom of that drainage. That's wild. Looks like it hasn't been used in a while, but that definitely, almost definitely is a bed. I think. I don't know. Looks like it's a perfect spot for one, because you can see, I mean, right now the wind's kind of coming, kind of blowing almost down this drainage, and you can see everything up out of there. I don't know if y'all can see anything up there. That tree sure does have some acorns. That right there, that is golden out here. That is a white oak acorn, a big one too. A little bit of an update, guys. It's not super clear on this camera, but you can kind of see where there's a really short little piece that kind of flattens out a little bit, and it's a deer trail on it, a heavy deer trail. There's some fresh tracks, some not so fresh. I came from this way that I'm headed, and I got down that way, and right where it started to get thick, where it was kind of looking like some bedding cover, this trail just sort of kind of petered out. So I'm coming back, I'm gonna backtrack it and see what's over here. Well, it looks like it's doing the same thing over here, but I'm gonna still, does literally the same thing over here. I figured it would go somewhere. That's weird. But there's just this one little stretch where it seems like every deer that walks that side hills this mountain, which they're not gonna walk on top because they're not protected. But like I've mentioned before, but it sure does seem like every deer that comes through here is gonna walk right here. There's tons of oaks falling uphill, downhill, back that way, back this way. It doesn't matter. There's oaks falling all over the place. And it just rained a couple days ago. There's already quite a few fresh tracks on here. I'm thinking about putting my camera up on this and just seeing what's here, I guess. But I'm definitely not done for the day. I did scare some deer out of here too. Well, I decided to keep on walking. I found one heck of a trail right here down below me. And right on the edge of the trail there's a rub. If you can't tell, you see this edge right here? You probably can't see it too good. Let me try to. Alright. See how it's open over there? Thick over here? There's a rub up there along this edge. Rub right here. I mean, they're old rubs, but they're still rubs. There's a couple of deer tracks walking along this edge, and there's a bunch of deer tracks walking down this trail. I think I'm gonna put my camera up here, somewhere right around in here, and just see what happens. I might not put it as high up as I usually do, but I still want to get it out of reach of a person. Got the camera set up, overlooking, so this trail kind of comes right along the edge of this bottom, and this trail kind of comes right along the edge of this thick stuff. I got a mountain on both sides. basically all you guys have learned is I really don't know how to find deer in the mountains. I mean, it took me all day just to find something decent. I tell you what though, I wish I would have been over here on that hog hunt. I may not have found much deer sign, but I have found quite a bit of hog rutting and rooting and stuff. I think I walked right past one of them rubs I was gonna show. Yeah, I did. But I'm gonna try to come out of here at a different angle. So I may not check that camera until after the rut. I might not even be back in this area until after the rut, because I've already found at least one spot that I think could be better than this during the rut, and I don't plan on hunting this place much until then. I might come out here a little bit during bow season, but I'm really going to focus on that other WMA during bow season, and then try to come out here more during the rut. These mountains are tough. I love it though. Basically, what I'm getting at, I need to finish my thought before I keep going. So down there, it's good sign, it's decent sign, it's the best stuff I found today, and I don't plan on doing much walking after I get back to the truck. But, so I'm putting that camera up. I know it's in a good area, there's plenty of food there, there's a decent bit of sign, deer moving through there now, there's heavy trails, all that. So the reason I want to let that soak, I've got it on picture mode by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that. The reason why I want to let that camera soak is because I have no idea what these deer do. And like I've never hunted stuff like this. This is only the second or third time I've ever been out here trying to scout a little bit. So I'm just trying to learn this stuff. I'm going to have a camera soaking. I'm going to come out here and hunt every now and then, maybe every other weekend, maybe. And I'm just going to hunt, try to figure this out, but I've got the other place, I've got it a little bit better figured out, so I'm going to focus a lot more over there. And I'm probably, honestly, I don't think I'm going to come out here until, whichever happens first, I kill a buck with a bow, either at home or at the other WMA, or the rut comes in down here. Rut comes in down here way earlier than I'm used to, so that'll be exciting. But unless I see something exciting on the way to the truck, I'm done talking. I gotta focus on living, climbing mountains. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will go squirrel hunting at some point. I know I sound like I'm dying, but the only reason I'm out of breath is because I've been talking to the camera. But anyway, deer season's coming up. Can't wait till I see y'all then. Always remember to live life 25 feet high. We'll see you next time. Alright guys, I figured this video is not that interesting, but to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to eat a white oak acorn. It's hard.